Good morning, students. This is K. Murali Nayak, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Technology, Vignans University. Today, I would like to talk about Introduction to Food Chemistry. What is food chemistry? Food chemistry is a basic science of food science which deals with physical, chemical, and biological composition and different properties of foods, and what are the changes that are going to be occur during the processing and utilization and storage of different types of foods. Generally, the main role of this food chemistry is primarily concerned with the biological substances that are dyed or to be dying. These dyed and dyeing changes that occurs when they are exposed to very wide range of environmental conditions. If you see this food chemistry, it is a basic science. It also covers the basic composition of different types of foods, and it also covers structure and composition of foods, which includes physical, chemical, and biological compositions of foods. And it also covers or deals with the chemical changes that are going to be occur during processing, utilization, and storage of different types of foods. Next, coming to the basic components of foods. Before going to the components of food, we have to know what is a food. Food is an edible substance which helps for the nourishment of your body and which also helps to provide energy to the living cells, and it also helps to repair old tissues and helps to build up new tissues to meet our metabolic rate, or to it helps for the proper functioning of our body. Further, food components are divided into two groups. One is a major component, second one is a minor component. If you see major components, the major components of foods includes carbohydrate, fat, protein, and water molecules. If you see these carbohydrates are the substances which contains hydrates of carbon in its structure. Further, the carbohydrates are subdivided into three groups. One is a monosaccharide, second one is a disaccharide, third one is a polysaccharide. Monosaccharide. First, we will see about monosaccharide. Monosaccharide means it also known as a simple sugar. Simple sugar means further breakdown cannot be done. The example, glucose and fructose. Monosaccharide means which contains only one sugar molecule in its structure. Whereas if you see disaccharides which contains 2 to 9 monosaccharide units which were joined together by means of a bond called glycosidic bond. This glycosidic bond is a covalent bond which only helps for the joining of two monosaccharide units. Best example for this disaccharide is fructose. Best example for this disaccharide is lactose, sucrose, and maltose. Because if you see this lactose, sucrose, and maltose, which contains two different molecules of monosaccharides, but they were joined together by means of bond called glycosidic bond. Next, coming to the third category of carbohydrate, that is a polysaccharide. Polysaccharide means these are the substances which contains 200 to 2000 monosaccharide units which were joined together by means of a bond called glycosidic bond. And these are the polysaccharides which are very strong components, mainly available in animal tissues or plant tissues. Next, coming to the second category of foods, that is fats. Fats, these are the substances which contains esters of triglyceride along with alcohol as a functional group. These fats are non-polar. These fats are insoluble in water and soluble in non-polar solvents like benzene and chloroform. Further, these fats are solid at room temperature and liquid. Oils are liquid at room temperature. If you see fats are further divided into two groups. One is a saturated fat and second one is unsaturated fat. If you see saturated fat fats which contains single bond in its structure, single hydrogen bond it contains in its structure. Since they contains a single bond in its structure, they can be very easily spoiled when they expose it to higher temperatures. A best example for these unsaturated fats are palmitic acid and stearic acid. If you see the palmitic acid which contains 16 carbon number in its structure, whereas stearic acid it contains 18 carbon number in its structure. These saturated fats are not preferred. That means they cannot be taken in larger quantities. Whereas unsaturated fats which contains along with the single bonds, they contain double bonds in its structure. Because of presence of double bonds in its structure, they are more tolerable to the temperatures. That means for spoiling of unsaturated fats, we need higher temperatures. Further, if you see the examples for these unsaturated fats, oleic acid, linoleic acid, linolenic acid, arachidonic acids are the best examples for these unsaturated fats. Whereas oleic acid it contains 18 number along with a single double bond in its structure. Linoleic acid 18 number carbon, 2 double bonds in its structure. Linolenic acid 18 carbons, 3 double bonds in its structure. Arachidonic acid 20 carbons it contains along with 4 double bonds in its structure. These unsaturated fats are preferred to eat. Next, coming to the third category of food, that is proteins. Proteins, these are the components which contains large molecules of amino acids in its structure. If you see amino acids, there are 300 amino acids are available. Out of 300 amino acids, if any substance which contains minimum of 8 amino acids in its composition, that is called as a protein. If any substance which contains less than 8 amino acids, that cannot be called as protein. If any substances which contains a maximum of 20 amino acids, maximum 20 amino acids are essential for our diet to meet metabolic rate. Next, further, proteins are classified based on its structure. Based on its structure, proteins are of 4 groups. One is primary structured protein, secondary structured protein, tertiary structured protein, and quaternary structured protein. If you see primary structured protein, here it contains only amino acids. All the amino acids were linearly joined by means of a bond called peptide bond. If you see, these primary structured proteins are non-functional except insulin. Insulin is a primary structured protein, but still it is a functional one. Further folding of primary structured protein, it forms secondary structured protein. Here, the secondary structured proteins these secondary structured proteins are further divided into 3 groups. They are alpha helix, beta pleated sheet, and tertiary structured protein or triple helix. By further folding of secondary structured protein, it forms tertiary structured protein. Till primary and secondary structured protein it acts like a protein. If you want to see the action of protein into an enzyme, it has to undergo tertiary structured protein. In this tertiary structured protein, it forms 5 different bonds. One is cysteine bond, disulfide bond, ionic bond, cationic bond, and van der Waals bond. These are the 5 different bonds which forms during a tertiary structured folding. By further folding of tertiary structured protein, it forms quaternary structured protein. These quaternary structured proteins are complex structured proteins because they contains oligomeric bonds. Oligomeric means more than 2 polypeptide bonds it contains. Next, coming to the fourth category of foods, that is water. See, generally, water is universal solvent. The water that is present in foods is divided into 3 groups. One is a free water, second one is absorbed water, third one is a bound water. Free water. the free water which can be easily removed by application of simple physical forces. Simple physical forces, that means even by drying also free water can be removed. Coming to the next, absorbed water. This absorbed water, we need some extraordinary physical force to remove this absorbed water because they are intermolecular, they contains intermolecular hydrogen bonds around hydrophilic food molecule. That is the reason we need physical force, more physical force than free water. Then coming to the bound water, this bound water remains unfrozen. We cannot remove even application of higher physical forces. These bound waters, the percentage of bound water in food ranges from 5 to 6% only. Whereas free water, it is 80 to 85%, and absorbed water 10 to 15% it contains. If you see water content of some selected foods, tomato it contains 95% of water, lettuce it contains 95%, cabbage 92%, orange 87%, apple 87%, milk 87%. See, the foods which contains more than 70% of water in its composition, they are considered as perishable foods. That means which can be easily spoiled. If you expose it to ambient temperature more than 2 to 4 days, what happens because of presence of high amount of water which can be easily spoiled. Such type of foods are known as perishable foods. Next, coming to the minor components. The minor components of foods are vitamins and minerals. See, these vitamins and minerals are most important for our metabolism. The vitamins are generally classified into two groups: fat soluble vitamin and water soluble vitamin. These fat soluble vitamins are A, D, E, K. That means their solubility is generally seen in fats. Whereas water soluble vitamins are B and C. B complex vitamin and vitamin C comes under water soluble vitamins because their solubility is generally seen in water. And these next, coming to the minerals. Minerals are plays a vital role for our metabolism. Minerals are further classified into two groups. One is a minor mineral and major mineral. Minor mineral is also known as a trace mineral. That's all. Thank you.